Live, feel low, but take your time. Take a ticket, take the train to the empty light. See where you can go. We spent it, it's plastic, no do or die. But flip it, think about it, you do it just fine, good. These things will come and go. Deep in the metropole. Throw a stone, see a land, forget to fly. Draw a line in the sand between your thighs, or just to see which way you go. So you got this to the lid, or through your own. Plow through it, consume it, then let it go, good. But don't forget you're not alone. Deep in the metaphor. In the storms of your mind, soak it in for the rain will pass in time. There's nothing wrong in sinking low. You're the omen of paradise. You're the ghost deep inside, girl. But don't forget you're not alone. Sometimes you stretch, but don't forget you're not alone. Sometimes it's just every minute, every second, you're not alone, you're not alone, you're not alone, you're not alone. Everyone must know. But don't forget you're not alone, yeah. Everyone must know. Hola. This next song is from The Ooze.
Hi, Kiana. I've been good. Chill day. How are you? How's your day? I'm working on a new bundle that I think I'm gonna put out on Blender Markets itself. It'll be like a step motion bundle. And currently I'm working on a cloud part of it, which is quite unfortunate. I don't think I'm getting there. Well, at least not yet. Also, can you hear me? My connection is... Can't even play music right now. Okay, so you can't hear me. Oh, good. Weird. Yeah, my OBS seems fine. Pretty good bandwidth and everything. But nothing on the internet is loading. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to think. Of a better way. But I can't. And it's really annoying. Okay. I think mic is on, but my chat is was bugging out. Okay. Everything works now. Let me see. How's the alien progress? Not much. I'm just focusing on this today. And currently I'm trying to make a stringy cloud generator. A Kotlin cloud, that is. And I've done pretty well with regular clouds. I think they look very Kotlin-y. I think they look good. And you can make them look even better with like tweaking the settings. But the stringy ones are really, they're proving to be very difficult. Hi, LaCroix boy, XSLS. Sure, go ahead. How do you use GeoNodes? I always say that the best way to learn GeoNodes is wait for the moment where you actually need them in your project. If you're in that place where you're like, I can't finish this project without GeoNodes, look at that specific problem. That's how I learned. I had like I remember it, like GeoNodes just came out, and I was doing a music video, and there's a panther there, and it's like an ice panther, and when it walks, it spawns ice. And I tried using dynamic paint and it didn't work, so I was like, how do I do this another way? So I started like looking at tutorials, but obviously none of the tutorials were specific. There were also a few back then. And by sort of looking at the tutorials, sort of understanding the basics. I mean, I still don't know everything. There are some people who like Cartesian Caramel and so on and so forth, or like in Tangma, I think that's what it's called, videos, that can tell you a lot more about GeoNodes. My understanding is I think is basic in comparison to them. I think there are two very important sort of parts of GeoNodes, and one would be math, right? And specifically vector math. And also, I feel like this is my personal opinion, but also understanding what domain you're working in is very important. And domain is a point, and then edge, and then spline, and very importantly, instance. And then there's also face corner and so on and so forth. But you get the idea. It's like, what are you working with currently? And yeah, if my suggestion would be just, find something interesting, something something in your project you can't do without GeoNodes, or something that is just overall interesting to you, and try to find tutorials. If you can't find them, find something similar, and then sort of combine tutorials into what you want to make. And I will always say that GeoNodes are not like a Blender requirement. I'm the best mouse sculptor in the world. That's why I have a good mouse handwriting. That's Suzanne. I don't know, was my answer okay? There's like not a single answer to how to use GeoNodes. It's just so many things. Hell yeah, I can flex. especially when it comes to mouse painting and drawing, because that's what I do, and that's why my hand hurts. And also, Lacroix boy, if you're ever here, or if I'm here, and you have like a specific question about GeoNodes, I'd be happy to answer if I know the answer. And sometimes, not everything is possible with GeoNodes, despite it seeming like it is sometimes. It's a lot about optimization as well. Because right now I have this stringy cotton clown system, and I can make it look good. The only issue when it looks good, it's not in this case because this is not good. But I think GeoNodes are mostly CPU run. I think most of them are like single core. I might be wrong. But that's. I mean, I think some of them are different, and some of them, I doubt any of them run on GPU. And also, what's really important is the Bakenode. And I hate that it doesn't have group input. That's another topic. That's another rant. Okay, I'm gonna start over, see what I've done, and try to think of a bit more optimized way to do it. So it's actually usable. Okay. Oh, and also GeoNodes, it's dependent, right? If you're just using a transform, let's say, like a very simple, I want to move the object somewhere else, then they're not heavy. I mean, most of the functions you get in GeoNodes, and I'm not talking about like, like hair or complex, like, well, I don't understand the new SDF system other than like turning a thing into SDF and then turning into mesh. But it most of the tools are basic, right? It's like it's math. It's very basic functions. So most of them aren't actually heavy at all. It's the use that can be heavy, like amount of particles, let's say, like, or amount of vertices or splines. Like in this case, that's the problem I'm having, right? Where I can make it look good, but I don't have enough resolution, and it looks bad. And if I do a lot of resolution, it's really slow because it's like million vertices. And for example, like this cloud is super fast because it's a single sphere. Um, Believe it or not, it's like a a cotton sphere. Let me show you. If I remove any displacement, this is what this looks like. And it's just one single object with like each instance having a random rotation. And then you add a little bit of like big distortion, a little bit of small distortion, and you got yourself some cotton. This only takes 11 milliseconds, which in terms of what you're getting is insane, because you're getting so many splines, so much resolution. That's why it looks so like realistic and cotton like. And from here I can sort of talk about like the problem with the stringy cotton cloud. Oh, no materials, no. I mean, I've made a material for it, but I wonder if I'm even using it. Just principled BSDF and let's see, felt cloud. Yeah, it's just principled BSDF and some translucency. That's it. And for some reason I put it dark blue, but it should be white. And it can also be like a little milky, depending on the type. Yeah, so none of the texture, it's everything is geonodes. It's like you can control the width, the instance size. Also, you draw it, right? I don't know if you saw it, but you can draw any shape. And by increasing density, it's more precise to the drawing. Um, in Blender physics, no. It can be affected by like simulation in geonodes physics, yes, but it wouldn't be an easy thing to do, I don't think. At least not for me, because it would require like surface deform. You would need to have a cube or like a very simple shape around it, like a lattice, and then the lattice moves a little, so it's sort of a little. There is a way to sort of. I've done this for my distribution generator, and I can actually like demo it now, if you want like very easy physics in geonodes. Let's do it. It's fun. Are you down for it? Would you like to see it? Because you know what? First I'll tell you, and maybe while talking about this, I'll come up with a solution. The problem with stringy clouds is that my goal is that, you know, I want them to be used the same. Like I want you to draw a shape, and then a stringy cloud appears, right? And I wanted to follow the original spline, like you see how I drew a circle, and the strand direction, I'll make it thicker, goes like a circle as well. Okay, it's going to be a super easy explanation. Like you could follow along and learn it forever, I think. And of course, I want the strands to make sense. Well, the problem is I can't use a single sort of object like I use here for it. It has to be different splines. And my idea was to sort of interpolate between them. So to give an example of what that would look like. Like if I have a circle here and I have this shape here, this would go like this. So this is all generated. But again, even with like the built-in generation, it's way too slow. You know, maybe I should make a tutorial on that. I wonder if that exists. A tutorial on like an easy wind for multiple objects with geonodes. Would it be a good video? I don't know. It probably exists already. Well, anyway, I'm gonna try again. And honestly, I'm out of ideas. To use the noise under displacement, like the modifier, or in geometry nodes. It's very similar. In my okay, you know it's I have to show you now because the modifier is so shit for that. Um, it's only a few nodes. I wonder. I'm thinking of like a procedural shape. Okay, this is really easy. Distribute points on faces, right? This is your scatter sort of thing. And then you just plug in your geometry in here. And then you add a join geometry node. And then you add the points to it. Right? So now you can see where it's going to scatter. Super easy. Those points are like origin points, right? And then you can add, let's say, a sphere. Let's do ICOS here. Then on those points, you want to instance an object, right? Instance on points. And then you can just plug that in. ICOS here into instance, and then make it small. That's it. And for the wind, it's just set position. Set position is your deform, right? In most cases, it's just your deform. You can do a lot of things, but then you can add a noise, any texture you like, doesn't matter. Plug color, subtract 0.5 from it, and then do scene time frame, choose a 4D to noise texture frame, multiply, and then usually you want a very low number, and then plug that into W. And then if I play it, you can see things move. You can make it faster. And there are some really cool ways to make it so they're not all the same. That are like more advanced. Super easy, right? And it all makes sense, right? You just rename this into deform. You don't have to do it. It's just for explanation's sake. Pretty easy, right? Distribute points, which are your origins, instance on those points, and then add an object, deform, use noise. The only thing I didn't really explain is why you need to subtract 0.5. It's the easiest way to explain it. It recenters the vector. So if it's if I don't subtract anything, you see how it moves? It moves exactly 0.5 in a positive direction. So if I remove it, it doesn't move anywhere. You see? And that's it. And then really cool things I can sort of show in a more advanced sort of tutorial or way. Okay. Don't really need to know much at the base level. You only need to know if you're using a noise texture as an offset, you need to subtract. Multiply is just make stronger, you know? And if that's too complex, you can use scale, which is a float value for scale. We'll just make it stronger. That's kind of all you need to know. And if we're talking about the wind, a more sort of advanced way, but not too advanced, is to have, instead of using your W, which is like a random modifier, you can use position and add this number to it, but you can choose a direction. So you can use combine X, Y, Z, which just takes, which makes it so the vector is this value, and then for Y and Z it's a 0 and 0. Right. And you can plug that into vector and use a 3D noise instead, which is a lot faster than 4D noise. And this way you have directional wind. Can you see how it's going in this way? And then of course, like if you multiply by a negative number, it's going to go the other way. That's a better wind than using W. And scene time is obviously just, you know, you always want to use frame. There are rare occasions when you want to use seconds, but most of the frame. It just counts the frames. So when you're on frame 50 in your timeline, 55 is 55. So this way you can sort of make this move. You can have them move, all of them at the same time, and that way they would be affected by wind. I don't think it would look good. I feel like using a lattice kind of surface deform would be much better. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can always ask me. But you know, and the thing about this, if you're using it this way, it's um, it's really cheap, like on the performance. It's under a millisecond. A lot of Win solutions are really slow, or can be slow. But this is really fast. And then once you get a hold of that, there's for each element, which is my new favorite thing in GeoNodes, which you can pretty much do the same thing. But before that, you can geometry. You can create an instance beforehand. I'm just having so much fun right now. Crazy. And here is a quick explanation. When you're working with an instance, let's say Suzanne, it's gonna move the whole thing, right? But if you're using realized geometry, which is like your usual geometry, you only move if you're using set position, you move like each part, like each vertex or each face. And in this case, we just need to duplicate elements, and then we need to use instance, so we have multiple icospheres. And then for index, in this case, we kind of have to use for denoise, then realize instances, and then pick instance. What's the issue? Split two instances. I know this is advanced stuff, but I'm just having fun with it. I need to save this somehow. Will this work? Actually, I'm having difficulty doing this. I've done this so many times, but every time I just find a way to forget how to do it correctly. This won't work. What about ID? No. Okay. I also broke something. Okay. Oh, you know what I can do? Yeah, that works. And this way, the wind is different for all of them. I don't know if you can track that, but if you look at this one and this one, the winds are different, but it's going in the same direction. But again, that's that's kind of complex. Intermediate, that's it. But the idea is the same. It's just before deforming it, I'm making duplicates of it, and then I'm deforming it, each one separately. Does it feel like it will always feel like solving a puzzle. I don't think, honestly, I think, okay, so it can help not knowing the notes before, because when you know the notes, you know what they're capable of. But there's so many combinations that it's at a certain point it's almost like a feeling. It's like, oh, I know that this is possible, or what nodes I need to combine to make it work. I think it's more of a question of the, I don't know the right word. The method, how you're gonna go from, oh my god, can you stop? From going from point A to B. If you have like understanding of this, of the path of the method you're gonna use, then you're golden. And it comes with trial and error. I don't think there's like a tutorial that can explain everything about geometry nodes. I barely watch. I mean, I feel like watching Cartesian Caramel and downloading his files and taking a look helped me a lot, especially for like particles and sort of simulation stuff. But I haven't watched many tutorials. I think most of what I do is kind of like instinct and half like knowing what's possible. I don't know if that answers the question. I feel like I answered it in my own way.
Nobody wants to see us together, but it doesn't matter now.
But I think it's like piece by piece. We start with something simple like scattering like this to something complex. I don't think I've made anything very complex in geometry nodes ever. Like when I look, I mean, honestly, like when I look at what Blender has supplied to Blender, they've done some crazy things. What is it called? Curve to tube. Man, what a mess. That's insanity to me. I think reverse engineering is really good for geonodes. Honestly, I can't even wrap my head around what they're doing here. This is Blender made, by the way. And this is just so your curve can be a cylinder. It's actually witchcraft. The thing is, it doesn't do much. It's like for example, here I'm doing the same thing, right? Because I have curves that turn into tubes, and it's this entire part is this. Like it's two nodes, but for some reason they have like 100 billion nodes. There is some extra functionality, like it can make round caps, but I can think of like 20 easier ways to have round caps. No shade on the person who made this, by the way. It's just an interesting approach. And I wonder how slow it is. Curve to tube. What if I use this instead of what I have? So this was 11 milliseconds. And it doesn't work. No curve data. You have to realize the curve as well. Oh my god. So it's 609. But it's because I realized. But actually, no, wait. That's crazy. It's so slow. Do you think LaCroix Boy XSLS didn't like my tip? I mean, I wish I could teach everyone GeoNodes in like 2 seconds.
Had no thought about it. You appear from nothing. Out the blue.
Alright, back to the dreadful task.
I sink in through all my
I deleted everything.
The lake of oil is misery. Get ready, schlep it up. She held out her hand, outspoken. I refuse
Yeah.
to be
I think GeoNodes are that. They're just overwhelming.
my plastic straw.
And honestly, a lot of times for me as well. Like here. I don't know what to do.
Plastic straw. My plastic straw.
I was trying to look from the
My plastic
very start.
straw.
What did I do?
My plastic
Curve to mesh. Okay, this makes sense.
My plastic straw. My plastic straw.
Resample.
My plastic straw.
Okay. Interpolate. Okay. Distort. I need a size calculator. That's like the... Honestly, I should stop using random value. I should just use this. Way faster. Same effect. Okay, that's looking better. But then 27 milliseconds is too much for like products. Needs to be under 15.
Very sensitive. I think I'm sensitive. very sensitive mood.
Also doesn't look that good. Also, let me replace all of those. Well, we can win some speed here. Maybe.
We're gonna take it down a little bit and make it a little bit slower.
Yeah, very similar. That will also be in a bundle, by the way. It's a very sort of similar thing, closer to this with a sphere, but the only difference is the other one is simulated. They're very simple simulation, but still. I think I had a demo somewhere. Yeah. I think it's here. Yeah. It's not quite there yet, but this will be part of the bundle. It will definitely be in my short. There's gonna be 2 effects from the bundle. Other than clouds. Wait, there'll be pretty much everything, but there'll be fire and there'll be smoke. And it's not buggy, it's just it's at 12 frames per second. The instance is not final. It's kind of glitchy right now. It has like wind controls and initial velocity controls, and I'm thinking of adding collisions, but kind of unlikely for like initial release.
Maybe that's why don't work, it doesn't seem to work. My eyes are popping out of socket.
Okay, the wind is way too fast. Yeah, but yeah, this will be in. Just a few small tweaks and also clean this up. I think I have more things in another file. It'll be like a complete stop motion asset pack with like most of the effects. I was even thinking about lightning today, but I don't know if I'll get to it. So I'm pretty much making this for myself, but also if anyone wants it, they can buy it. I was doing like stop motion rivers, but this is
You could easily be the death of me. I swim through, and if I start sinking, I'm probably overthinking.
but this is very unfinished. But I think in the same file I have fire. There'll be a few types of fire. And this is very similar to the wind. And then there's like a hand drawn through the fire effect. And then, oh, this doesn't work. Oh, yeah, it's pretty much cardboard that works. Include light works opposite way. Oh, that's how you choose the type. This is flat and this is round. There was also one more type. I wonder if I can choose it here. Circle, yeah, this light. And you don't have to include light, but you can. So this will be in a bundle as well. Oh, and strings, of course, strings. Strings will also be in a bundle. So you can... It's actually pretty cool. So I just have a collection of objects. And then I use the modifier, and you get the everything, like geometry, the string, and the animation. And it's like keyframeable. So you can either have objects like falling on a string, or you can have just objects hanging on strings, just with one click. Like if I add more things to this collection, it would just automatically add. You see, there's new object. I think that's pretty cool. I kind kind of completely forgot about this, the existence of this. Let's add one more. Let's add. Okay, there's some issues. Okay, sometimes, but in this, wait, it's still broken. Actually, not sure why. There's a Death and Robots concert film. Honestly, I'll keep this on so I can remember this problem exists. Why does it think it had all the points are the connection points? I wonder how that looks. Well, oh, you know what? If I apply scale, rotation, I think it will be fine. Yes, almost. That's an easy fix though. And honestly, maybe you need two strings for some objects. Love, Death and Robots concert film. I've seen so little of it. I don't know, were you ever here when I had this discussion with other people about how I think Love, Death and Robots is overhyped? And then everyone realized I haven't seen it. I mean, I've seen some episodes. I have my favorite is Zima Blue, but I haven't seen all of it. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, this episode was so good, though," and I'm like, "I haven't seen it." And then someone else names another episode, and I'm like, "I haven't seen it." But no, Keanu, what do you think? Will this be a cool bundle? Well, I think I showed you everything. String 1. Oh, that's just the fire assets. Your name though. Yeah, that exactly right. So I think I've seen some not good episodes, and I decided that it's overhyped. I'm yet to see them though, so I still don't know. So the new answer is undecided. It's a great bundle. Thanks. Okay, I'm excited now, even more so. I'm like, am I just making this for myself? I started watching new season, and the first one was like a Red Hot Chili Peppers episode, right? Or some other band. But I know that I don't like the band that they were making it for. I really like the look of the isometric one, the one from above. It's a great ground for creative liberty. Love, Death, and Robots. Oh, the concert one. Yeah, I haven't finished the episode. I just have a substantial dislike for the band that was there. I think it was Red Hot Chili Peppers, right? Um, yeah, and it might be good. I just don't like the music, and that just immediately kind of makes me not watch it. I know, biased. Undecided. I give it undecided out of 10. I'm looking at the models though. I think they're cool. It's still stop motion. Like I haven't even gotten to the part where you can see their models. It looks good. The screenshots look really good. Yeah, the screenshots are incredible. I think one day I'll make an episode of Love, Death, and Robots. I'm actually probably more interested in watching behind the scenes for the episode than the episode itself. Alright, I think I'm gonna go chill, maybe watch something, maybe eat something. Thanks for being here, Keanu. Always a pleasure to have you here. The secret level. The secret level. Oh, the Warhammer. Okay. Um. I might do it. Wait, is secret level like an episode, or is it like a series, like a TV show? Also, I'm so unfamiliar with like Warhammer. Is it Warhammer? Am I making shit up? Video game cutscenes, the new animated series from the creators of Love, Death, and Robots. Okay, now it all makes sense. I didn't know about its existence. I had to read what it's about. Cast Keanu Reeves. Wait, Keanu, are you in the? Are you in secret level? Okay, yeah, but like related to video games. Gotcha. Busted. Damn. Might give it a try. I mean, I love video games. And I love me some animation. And Keanu Reeves as well. So happy to have you. Alright, I'll see you next time. Much love, as always. And thanks everyone else who was here at some point. I'll see you. Bye. Much love.